He's Bill Ryder, and he's Ryder than you.
The program Ryder than you, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
All right, what's going on? It's night as we're recording this. You are probably going to listen to this on Tuesday. We'll drop this here in a little bit, but we're trying to come right off Michigan being national champion, 69-63 over UConn. And I will say this. I want to capture the energy of the live vibes. We're going to get to Stuart Kopeck's TGS. Two girls stew. I was going to try to make it multiple teams stew. I want to capture the energy. I will say this. I wanted Michigan to win that game so badly, and everyone I talked to, I'm in LA, everyone I talked to wanted Michigan to win that game so badly. You must be a special kind of hated individual, Dan Hurley, to make America rally around Michigan basketball. Look, Michigan's got a great tradition, lots of success. Congratulations to another national championship. What an accomplishment. They are some smug fans. That's fine. People tell me I'm a smug radio host when I used to be one of those. I'm not mad. It just it takes, right? Like, how much do people hate Hurley?
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, come on, Michigan, get it.
And it's amazing. Like, we usually love the underdog story, and
right.
UConn 25, 30 years ago wasn't really much of anything before the mid-90s. They were kind of the underdog, and now, they're facing a Big Ten team, Michigan, who is one of the most prestigious universities in the country. They win at everything. They've won at football in the last few years, and now they're winning at basketball. And yes, everyone's still rooting for Michigan. And I was right there with everyone, too, because I do not like Dan Hurley.
We have a few complaints, by the way, that I haven't done enough shows. It's because my wife and kids are gone, and I'm in just straight daddy bachelor mode. I'm eating pizza. I'm drinking beer, not an excuse. But I left the doors open. And there are two cats that aren't used to doing it. So if you see a cat just pop up, that's what's going on. One of them's so big he looks like a husky. What an interesting game on so many levels. Michigan becomes the first program in the history of college basketball to win a national championship in which every single one of their starters were transfer players. Now that's a new normal, but it's an eyebrow raiser. You got a dude from Sweden. You got a guy from Spain. I mean, it's an international. It's a very interesting eclectic group of guys. Remarkable performance in terms of finding a way to win. One of their best players was sick. They made two of their 15 3-point shots over the course of the game. Now, they did make 20 or 21 free throws in a row and were 25 of 28. That was a critical part of how they won this game. And I thought they were the better team, Stu, but at the end, look, I didn't want UConn to win. I don't know Dan Hurley, never met Dan Hurley. Maybe he's a nice bald man. I just know that one of the two is definitely true. And he wears it well. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the opposite place right now. I think his might look better than my fro going on here. It's a lot of hair right now.
I like the fro. There's a lot of hair, but I like hair.
Yeah. I was rooting for Michigan, and I was feeling some nerves because UConn cut it to 4. Felt like they had a chance. That press was really working. You made a face as we came on. So, okay, I'm going to let you have the floor. I thought it was a great game because I was riveted by it. Great game's a little strong. But I will say, I haven't really been able to watch college basketball the last 5 or 6 years the way I could this time around. And so it was almost like an alien coming down and discovering something for the first. I was like, college hits different for me. There's just there's a nerves factor because they're younger dudes that hit me in a different way. You, though, made a face. Did you think the game was total garbage?
No, I didn't think it was garbage. It was just, I just think both teams, especially shooting the ball, and look, we're in 2026, so I guess whenever there's a bad shooting night or a team doesn't shoot well from the 3, that kind of shocks you in a way. That is not something you expect. And
to win.
Right. And win too. I mean, Michigan, that was the thing. When they were 0 of 8 at halftime from 3, and they didn't have any points outside of points in the paint and free throws at the half, and they were up 4, I was like, there's no way UConn can win this. There's no way UConn can survive this. If Michigan, if they just made a couple of those threes, they'd be up 12 at halftime instead of 4. I didn't think it was a bad game. I thought it was a physical game. I saw a lot of guys really really playing hard. I guess the one thing I would say is I feel like when you have a game where there are so many free throws taken, especially from one side, and Michigan got a third of their points, more than a third of their points from the free throw line.
Yep.
I don't love that.
Can I just not counterpoint, but
sure.
One thing that I think it's a great call. UConn really wanted to turn this into a Big East game, right? They wanted to be physical.
Yeah.
They wanted to be in the 60s, which it was 69, 63. They wanted to be ugly. They wanted Michigan to be out of rhythm. They wanted there to be a lot of fouls, right? Like you have to go to the free throw line a lot. And so UConn played the exact pace, the exact game they wanted. Michigan didn't, and they still won by 6.
Sure. You're right, because the Big East is definitely more than the ACC,
physical.
SEC, Big Ten. It's more physical.
Does anyone in the Big Ten even press? I mean, I don't even know that that's something Michigan sees.
No,
let alone that level different. That press was great at the end of the game.
That press was great, and I was starting to. And you mentioned how you were feeling those last couple of minutes. I was starting to get shades of the Duke game almost, where UConn stormed all the way back to 19 points and they won it. And ironically, I feel like most people wanted UConn to win that game, and most people were happy to see Duke lose, despite what a lot of people think about Dan Hurley. But this was the total opposite almost. They were coming back, and a lot of people were like, no, don't do this.
That was my thing. And So I want you to correct me if I'm wrong here, because we all are captives of our own experiences, right? And so I spent a lot of my career when I was a writer, not a radio or TV guy, covering college sports. I mean, I was sort of my first job that was a pretty good job in sports was at the Kansas City Star. There's not a lot of NBA there, Stewie. There's not a lot of, I mean, and like the Chiefs weren't good and the Royals were, I think, won 3 games a year or something, whatever the math was. So maybe I am remembering with more nostalgia than is actually real. Watching a lot, being able to broaden my scope of sports over the last year, which has been really nice. I can't watch the Little League World Series. I can't watch it because they're kids, and I have this crazy, weird anxiety for 12-year-olds. It's not the same thing, but I have a reduced version of that and I know these guys get paid and they transfer.
I was going to say, does it change now that they're paid? Is it different from it was 15, 20 years ago for you?
It doesn't, and I don't know if that's just me holding on to something that's not there, or so I have a friend, Brady McCullough, who I think we've had on the radio show back in the day. He's left sports media. Yeah, he was at the LA Times. Great national college football and basketball writer. Insane Michigan fan. We once went to cover a Chiefs-Colts playoff game, and I mean, I don't even know, 2007, and we were giving each other crap the whole time. We had to travel together. They didn't have any money, so we had to share a room. In retrospect, I was a grown man. Like, what the hell? Brady's probably 10 years younger than me. Great dude. And we were busting chops, right? We were, and Michigan lost some random game. I mean, it's the playoffs. So it was January, so it must have been some random basket. And I gave him a hard time. He didn't speak to me for 7 days. And he's like the sweetest guy in the world. So I think when I'm watching Michigan, because I'm from Iowa, and I got a bunch of buddies who are Michigan fans, I think also I'm just thinking of my friends and the really interesting way. I think college sports fans are more like emote more, are more freaked out, or more irrational. I just think there's a craziness to it for certain fan bases. And if it's a national championship, it's so hard to win. Maybe I was with Brady and some other buddies sort of taking that experience and putting on to my feelings. Because you're right. All these guys are hired mercenaries. They're literally all transfers. But I was just feeling the same kind of angst when I watched when I'm watching LeBron or Steph, I feel bad. But
it's not the same.
They're pros, right? I don't know. This felt different. And maybe I'm hanging on to the past.
And for a lot of these guys, this is their chance. As good as both of these teams are, I don't think either of these teams are littered with guys that are going to be top 10 picks or be perennial all-stars. Right. I'm sure some of these guys will make the NBA for sure and be drafted for sure, but for these guys, this is it, right? Like this is the time they have to win it all. And when you don't, whether it's in the championship, in the Final Four, in the first round, whenever, I do get that. That's why you see that emotion. Like you're not going to see, when the Lakers lose in the first or second round, you're not going to see.
We don't talk about your Lakers.
You're not going to see.
I haven't really done any shows. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see Luka crying and like this is it. Like okay, they'll come back next year. Yeah. Same with the Knicks. When Jaylen Brown, when the Knicks get knocked out.
Slovenia?
Slovenia, yes.
Slovenia,
right? Yeah.
I don't know. I am a geographical wonder of font of information. Yeah, I just, and maybe some of it too is and maybe this is it. And I've talked about this, and people just don't get it if they're not from there. If they don't know, they don't know. I'm from Big Ten country, and I was surprised when I went to Mizzou, and then when I became a sports person and started really consuming content and understanding fans and teams from the SEC and the ACC and the Pac-12, may it rest in peace, and the Big 12, that you didn't root for other programs when you got to bowl games or March Madness. In the Big Ten, I mean, Michigan's not rooting for Ohio State, and Ohio State's not rooting for Michigan. But where I'm from, in Iowa, and a lot of my family and friends, my parents certainly, they root for the Big Ten because their view is it reflects well in their case on Iowa. And so I also I like seeing Michigan win. Some reason I kind of was rooting for Brad Underwood. I like the Big Ten, and I so maybe that was sort of my like. I don't like Hurley, and I like the Big Ten doing well.
And how about this? It's the first Big Ten national championship since Michigan State in 2000. How about that?
Is that a real
stat?
Doesn't
seem like a real stat, but it is.
Because
it's been ACC dominated, it's been SEC dominated, and
they've been the pretty daddy of conferences. It appears great, but coming up short. No. Where is he? We don't know where he is.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I was gonna say it's hard to get a hold of him on his days off, but it's also hard.
Get a hold of him.
It's hard to get a hold of him when he works too. So I don't know. He's just a hard guy to get a hold of.
I had a work question for him today. I go, hey man, I actually need to talk to you, and nothing. So as you saw on our text string, I gave him the first ever Writer Than You Communicator of the Year award when he finally wrote back something else. He just acts like it didn't happen. Hey, Tom, it's 2026. Everyone knows that you see your text messages. I didn't see it. Doesn't work anymore. I will say this too about way to go, Michigan. What a performance. It was really gutsy for all the reasons that we've talked about. And what a turnaround for Michigan after the Juwan Howard thing was such a debacle. This is Dusty May's second season. I mean, that's and in the transfer area, you can do that. All credit and kudos to Michigan. Amazing. I think I'm pretty good at admitting what's the thing, I think I'm pretty good at admitting when I'm wrong, or we're nice here. We're also candid here. Dan Hurley's an exceptional coach. I didn't want him to win.
Yes.
Glad they didn't win. He did not become the 7th coach in the history of the sport to get the 3 championships that he has coached a team to a successful, cutting down the nets moment on. He's probably going to, as hard as it is to, because that was a really, really well-coached basketball team who, again, they couldn't get it done, but they imposed their will on a far superior Michigan team. And while they did not shoot 13% from the three-point line like Michigan, they did shoot 27% from the three-point line, 31% from the field, and 75% from the free throw line. 31, 27, 75 slash line. That is not great. And they still were within a couple possessions at the end of the game. That's a well-coached team.
It's pretty impressive. And I think you're right, because he, as good as Rick Pitino and the job he's done at St. John's, he kind of corners that Northeast area, right? Like he can get the New York kids. He can get obviously all the Boston, Connecticut.
Yep.
And it's a conference that is pretty manageable. You can pretty much go through it, be first or second, get a 1, 2, or 3 seed. And then we've seen what he's done in the tournament, including this year and in years past. They just win. They simply always win. And it's just so impressive for a team that is not in a massive conference, that isn't in the Big Ten, isn't in the SEC. I know the ACC's maybe taken a bit of a step back in college basketball the last couple of years, but still the ACC. A team that is not in one of those conferences to be able to get to the tournament and do that and beat teams in those conferences for the most part. It is, as much as I dislike him, as much as I rolled my eyes when Tracy Wolfson right after halftime said he was complaining about his jacket. I was like, oh my God.
There's always something.
Always something he's complaining. Always something. St. John's has a home game in the Big East tournament. The ref this, ref that. He's going to challenge calls that aren't allowed to be challenged. He's
right.
elbows late in the game that aren't elbow. Like
it wasn't an elbow.
No,
it's basketball,
it
dude.
wasn't. I know. Of course it
I
wasn't.
didn't mind the challenge. He's trying, but also like, yeah, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt.
He's insufferable, but he's an amazing coach. I do wonder what it would have been like if I don't know if he would have worked in the NBA. I feel like his demeanor
would not have worked.
I think I agree with you.
Especially coaching LeBron.
I know. That's the one. I know.
LeBron would have frozen him out.
Yeah.
Would have been
Very
like, you're a loser.
Very quickly.
Okay. I'm going to admit something that makes me, I think, supposedly a bad sports fan. And you can, and I haven't seen it yet this year because we're doing this, we're coming off live here on BillRedder.substack.com. I don't like one shiny moment.
Really?
I mean, like, because
it's corny. It's a little corny.
Because people tell me I have to love it. Like, before it comes out, everyone's like, this is the great. You know what it reminds me of? And I'm just going to be honest. It reminds me of my former podcast co-host, John Gonzalez, just like going out of his way to praise Inside the NBA, even when it was like a bad show. Like, all right, man, like, stop virtue signaling to NBA fans. And John's my guy. John's my dude. No, not really. John, I think along. That's fine. It happened. I don't care anymore, Stu.
I know.
I don't care. In fairness, John, I get along with anybody on that show. But anyway, I digress. My point is, I just feel like it's the virtue signaling to I got it. Like no one, it would be like if people are like you're gonna love the Super Bowl. You're gonna love the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's gonna be a big game. I know, man. You don't have to tell me. It's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me how much I have to love one shining moment. That the last few years when I've watched it, I've been like, it's a little cheesy, man. Like you guys are old. No, am I just a hater?
I think a little bit. I mean, I like it, but I do see your point. Like it's every year. Like it's not like this is something we get every decade or what. I don't know.
One.
Yeah, it's every year.
I watched the game.
Yeah,
I saw the shining moments.
I know, but you had to see the cheerleader crying from the first round exit, and you had to see, the couple buzzer beaters again that we just saw 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It's fair.
I don't know. I probably would have been really mad at you like 10 years ago, but I feel like I've seen enough of these now where I'm like, all right, you're not. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I still like it, but you're not wrong.
It's also technology killing all the good things because here's the deal. 15 years ago, I had to watch that to watch the highlights. I have YouTube.
Yeah.
It's free.
Easily.
I can go and just watch. All right. Let's do a little congratulations here. Okay. Third place in the, as you can imagine, the three people that took Michigan. Third place in the Rider Than You Bracket Challenge. Jay Toucher. Jay, I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, dude. Second place. Do you want to guess who second place is, Stuart?
Your brother.
Stuart Kovac.
Is it? All right. I mean, I had Michigan. I knew I had
You
Michigan.
finished.
Wow. Second.
And the winner, who had Michigan the entire way, is my father.
All right. Let's go.
So nice. Dad, and like a week ago, Dan was so excited to pick Bum of the Week. And he was going to pick my brother because my brother, did something to talk some smack to him. But I'm a little worried.
Oh, no.
Because Dad's like a silent assassin. That Dad is it's going to be me. And he was into it because, obviously he knew that if Michigan won, he was going to win.
Sure.
So he was asking how this works. He's like, can I pick more than one person? And I said, you can nominate as many people as you want. And then you can, you can choose the winner. So I don't know. I can be really nice to Dad this week. I'm always nice. I love Dad, but you know what I'm saying? My dad, is that a bad look? Does it feel, because you can't fix a bracket challenge, right? I mean, it's just, he won.
Of course you can.
I
thought D-Cell was bragging that he had all 4 teams. Where did he finish?
He forgot to fill it out.
What?
I kid you. He'll be Bum of the Week in a week. If you remind me when it's not, because I don't get to pick this week. Yeah, you can't get all. Thought I did it. What are you?
I thought he did. He thought he did.
My 13-year-old did it. I think there were 40 of us in this thing. I did finish 7th, highest finisher of anyone that took Duke. Right. So I was like, get me anything? But I feel pretty good about myself.
It's not too bad.
Jeff Stevens was 4th. Who is this? AIW picks. Nick Wittrian was 5th. I was 6th. Mr. Fleming was 7. Mr. Clark was 8. Jeff Mills, my buddy, was tied for 8. You finished second. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
I'll take it.
I'm getting real annoyed with how good you are at this stuff. Because didn't you win fantasy baseball last year?
No, I finished second to the Kluger. I finished second. I beat you in the semifinals. I think that's what you're probably remembering.
I believe my brother and dad also did my dad's old office pool, the old meat packing pool. And I think my brother finished first and my dad finished second. They won all the money. Don't mess with the writers. But you can mess with this writer because I can't win these things. Don't mess with the with the other writers. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the tournament. I need to get up for the NBA, and I recognize, and for a while, and I've talked about this in the pod. I thought maybe it was just me not being forced to do something makes it harder to enjoy, right? I like carrot cake. If you made me eat carrot cake every day for
you're gonna hate it.
5 years, I'm not gonna like carrot cake.
Yeah.
I'm through my sort of self-imposed sabbatical from the NBA. Everybody's injured. No one qualifies for any of the awards. I actually was going to make the case the Lakers were not likely, but still good enough to make the finals. I think it's easily the Thunder 1 and the Spurs 2.
Right. But
now with Luka out and with Austin out, and you have so many injuries all over the place, and this weird Giannis divorce from the Bucks, which, by the way, the common denominator is there. It's Doc Rivers. I'm not. With college basketball over, I'm not that pumped about the NBA. Is that a me thing, or where are you at? Because you're a Lakers fan.
Yeah, I'm still not pumped. You do mention injuries. I know Wemby left the game today with a bruised rib, so that's not right. I mean, it's probably going to be a couple days. I'm sure he'll be fine, but
but
that's just another one to add to the list.
Yep.
I'm kind of with you. I feel like I need to get to the playoffs and then see how I feel, because I'm definitely not into these last 3 or 4 games. That's for sure. I'll watch. I'm not going to be religiously glued every night, putting up the 4 box, making sure I'm watching the 3 games that are going on at once in the first round. Like, I don't think I'm there. I'm sure once we get deeper into the playoffs and we're down to like the Thunder and the Spurs and the
Spurs Thunder, I'm here. I'll watch any Spurs
game of that. I'll watch every minute of that series. I'll watch. Once we get to that point, but. Is there anything that's going to really shock us in the first round? I know we talked about the last pod we did with the NBA.
Not anymore.
I like the Hornets, but I don't think they're going to, miraculously pull up a first round upset. I don't think the Thunder or the Spurs are going to get upset. So the first round of the playoffs, I think, is going to be tough. I think once we get past that, though, I'll probably be into it. I think. I hope.
I will watch any Spurs series. I do find the Spurs to be utterly and totally compelling. And they're gonna, if things were to end now, they would play the Suns or the Clippers, and they'll dominate that series. And I'm still gonna watch. So the Spurs are a draw for me, which is really a way of saying that Victor Wembanyama, if he's healthy, is a draw for me. Lakers Timberwolves, which is what it would have been a great series. I'm not really interested. Nuggets Rockets is a great series. I'll probably be interested in that. It's
pretty good.
That's a good one. I mean, Cavs Hawks, Knicks Raptors. Celtics, Sixers, or Hornets. I mean, Celtics, Hornets, probably not gonna. We went through why the Hornets are actually really sort of a dark horse. Magic Heat against the Pistons. I think I'd rather go to the dentist without Novocaine. For real.
Please don't make me watch that, please.
I'd rather watch golf. I'd rather watch the guys who are gonna miss the cut play golf next week at the Masters. Watch Pistons against the winner of Magic Heat. Stu, I don't want to be a bad husband or father. I love my wife and kids, but I had to do a couple things here. They went to Ohio. They went to the in-laws. Oh. I'm never away from my wife. I love my wife and kids. I travel with my.
Sure.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
How long has this been? When did they leave and when did they come back?
I drove them to the airport early on Saturday.
Okay.
So and they get back on Thursday. Oh. And I'm just like, whatever. I mean, I'm just doing whatever the hell I want. I'm going to have coffee with Eric Spitz, our former boss, tomorrow because he's in town.
Oh,
then I'm going to go have a boozy lunch with my buddy.
Wow.
Go to lunch with my buddy at noon. I'm like, I'm probably going to just drink some drinks because I have nothing to do and I have no obligations. It's amazing.
I don't hate it. That sounds pretty nice.
You and Angie, look, I love my kids so much. I love Lori. You and Angie need to party like it's going out of style, because
Before the kids,
if you guys get
before all
married,
that,
and if you have kids, you don't have kids yet, right?
no kids
No,
yet.
just
No.
you don't. I'm saying.
That's right. No,
I'm just checking.
We don't, and I don't. Nope.
There's no
kids.
little stews running around.
Nope.
Despite the jokes I've made off air many times.
Yes. There are none. There's none of that.
Do you want to hear the most, it's obnoxious. So I'm going to admit it's incredibly obnoxious. Do you want to hear a really obnoxious LA story?
Of course.
Okay. People are going to judge me. Look, I'm not rich, but I live in a very rich community, right? So I got these weird interactions.
Area, yes.
Okay. And so this is okay. So I play a lot of tennis. I don't look like much of an athlete, and people get really mad when I beat them, because it's like the ugly girl shows up at the prom and when it becomes the prom queen, and the pretty girls are going, "What? Are you the prom?" That's my life as a tennis player. Okay. So I'll try to condense this. Basically, I'm playing a USTA league match, and it's all people that know each other. It's two teams that know each other. There's a huge crowd, and this guy walks on the court, and he's like 50, good looking, athletic, charming. Everyone loves him. And me and my partner beat him 6-0 the first set, and he gets mad. And long story short, they make a comeback. We're in the decisive. They win the second set. We're in the decisive tiebreaker. Promises is going somewhere more interesting than tennis, and he cheats me on a call. He calls a ball out.
Ooh.
That's clearly in, and it basically decides the match. And afterwards, all of his teammates come up to me, not all, but several, and go, "Yeah, that was a bad call." So he can tell that I'm mad, and he's very charming. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, I don't want there to be any hard feelings. It was out." And I go, "It wasn't out." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "It wasn't out. The ball was in." He's like, "Are you calling me a cheater?" And I go, "Well, if the definition of a cheater is someone who, then yes, you're a cheater."
Yeah.
And he's like trying to be nice. I'm like, "Hey, man, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to be nice to you about this. Like, you made a terrible call. Your team." So I've seen him I see him it feels like every time I play tennis, I see him. I don't even know this guy. I don't know him at all. I can't remember his name. And he will come up to me in front of people and go, "Oh, it's my guy Bill who thinks I'm a cheater." And he would laugh. And then everyone go, "Oh, okay, what?" And I go, "Well, that's because he is a cheater."
Yeah, every time you're gonna have to be like because he cheated.
We would all laugh, right? We would all laugh, and he and I did not find it funny. This is the most LA thing in the world. So basically, I'm not very nice to this guy, right? I'm just a jerk to the guy because he deserves it. Over the weekend, tennis, my team plays, we win. I recruit him to the team anyway because I'm the captain, because he's really good, even though I don't like him. Even though I hate him, I recruit him to the team because he's really good. So he shows up, and I'm like, "Oh, the cheater's here." And he's like, "Oh, the complainers here." I'm like, "Yeah, people complain about cheaters." We end up having a few extra drinks, right? And I tell him, this is Saturday night. I go, "Lauren, the kids are gone. I got nothing to do." And he goes, does your wife like eat sushi?" I'm like, "Well, she likes sushi, but she's allergic to this stuff. My kids don't." It's like, "Dude, there's a pop-up sushi place at a like a cafe, like a breakfast cafe at night. You should go. He's like, "I went 2 days ago." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay. Will you text me what it's called?" Like, I give him my phone number. So I make a reservation for one. I love eating dinner by myself, right? So the guy sends me the information. I make the reservation. I'm 20 minutes from leaving. He hits me. He's like, "Can I join you for dinner?" Me and this guy hate each other.
Oh my God.
I'm like, "Bleep, yeah, man, come to dinner."
All right.
He comes to dinner. Turns out when he's not cheating me in tennis, he's a great guy. And we're talking about life and like serious stuff.
Yeah.
And I go, "You're a pretty good athlete, dude." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, what do you do?" He's like, "Oh, in finance." I'm like, "Oh, did you play any sports?" He was a Danish Olympic skier.
Oh my God.
He's like famous in Denmark. So we get absolutely schnockered, right? We just get absolutely hammered and have a great time. And he drives me home on his e-bike, and I get in the house. I'm like, "What the hell?" And I wake up the next morning at 8 a.m. Like at 8:30, he texts me. He's like, "Have you ever driven a Ferrari?" I'm like, "Bro, I can't afford to look at Ferraris." He goes, I'm like, "No, man, I've never been in a Ferrari." He's like, "You're about to." This guy pulls up 20 minutes later outside my house in a $500,000 Ferrari and lets me open it up on the highways of LA. I was going so fast, like, I got to slow down. These cops saw me. I thought they were going to arrest me. They just started laughing. The point of the story is,
oh my God,
kid from Iowa who's getting into it with some Danish Olympic skier who's famous in Denmark. I didn't know any of that. And I was such a jerk to him. He's like, "Let's have sushi and then drive Ferraris together." LA is
that's
so
amazing.
dumb,
Yeah,
but awesome. And I know how douchey that story is and obnoxious.
It's great though.
But what the bleep, dude? Who
I
are
know.
the people that live in my neighborhood?
That's crazy. And he's
I Googled him
texting
later.
you without
He's
any.
famous. Oh yeah, now we're boys.
Like a friend now. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I got
That's
in my
insane.
Toyota built car, and it felt like a golf cart when I like drove to the grocery store. You know,
Guy that you call cheater. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's my.
Yes, he's a cheater.
So here I'm gonna bring it all the way to the national championship, and we'll close out an early pod. People that compete can be real a-holes, and there are certainly people in the world that I've competed in that don't know me that probably think I'm a real jerk. And I'm pretty intense. And you see me at work. I'm even more intense when I'm playing basketball or tennis or
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Pickleball, Scrabble. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but it's real. And so I have to, and this guy is the same way, only he's a world-class athlete. And in retrospect, here's some like chunky, I lost a little weight, but back then, chunky, sporting, confrontational little dude, like, get out, beating him badly, and he's a world-class athlete until he turned it around and cheated me to take the win. But he's a great guy off the world of competition. I don't like Dan Hurley because of the way that he acts on the court. I don't like Dan Hurley because of his obnoxiousness and what a bad sport he is. I recognize that sometimes I can be intense in competition, but I like to think, or I try, to be a good husband and a good dad and a good friend to everyone other than Pretty Daddy because he doesn't deserve it. So I think that's a pass. So I don't like Dan Hurley, and I'm going to root against him because I'm not watching Dan Hurley make dinner for his family. I'm not watching Dan Hurley be a good Samaritan. I'm watching Dan Hurley play basketball, but there's a distinction. And I do remember, do you know who Elizabeth Merrill is? You probably don't. She's like a really talented ESPN writer. She's not famous, but very talented. We worked together at the Kansas City Star 7 or 8 or 9 years ago at the height of the Belichick, power, secrecy. And it's worth looking up. Elizabeth Merrill, Merrill. Those of you listening. Liz, who I know well, went and did a story, and Belichick wouldn't help, but she had heard rumors that he had all these good Samaritan things that he had done, stopped and fixed tires, and it was true. And it turned out that Bill Belichick, as a competitor, is a complete jerk. As a human being, is a really good guy, which, by the way, reflects my brief experience that we've talked about on the show when I called him to do a story on Scott Pioli. So I will close with this. I don't like Dan Hurley, and I'm glad they lost. You can be a bad guy at work or competing, and it's not the same thing as being a bad human being. And I do recognize that, even though I'm glad you got lost.
I think that's fair. Yeah. I have more of a problem with Hurley as the coach, but I think you're right. He might be a great guy. I don't know. He very well could be. I think that's a great analogy because that's, like you said, with your friend, the tennis playing cheating friend.
He cheated so bad. I mean, he really did.
But you might be friends with the guy now, so
I think we are friends.
Yeah.
A lot of my friendships, and this might reflect on me well or badly, I don't know. Sure. A lot of my closest friendships or relationships are people that began very, very confrontationally. Frank Martin and I, the first time we spoke to each other, screamed at each other on the phone for 30 minutes. I love Frank. Oh my gosh. I'm totally blanking on his name. Yeah, we must be great friends. I can't remember his name. The former Indiana coach,
Tom Crean.
Tom Crean, who I really like. Coach. I hope Coach doesn't subscribe, so hopefully he's not listening. He got real mad at me the first time we met in person. It wouldn't speak to me for 3 months. So I don't know. But does that say that I can break down barriers, or I'm a jerk face and I still find a way to friendship? I don't know. I do like this guy. He's a good dude. But it was you're the same way, right? Because like you break the hearts of all these girls you date, but then they always come back.
That's right. Always, yes. Always coming back.
I think. Is that a real thing?
Sure.
Here's a quick thought experiment. And I'm going to use my team, my state, my parents' team, not really my team, but it applies to anybody out there who roots for a team where the standard is not a national championship. The standard at UConn is a national championship, right? The standard for Alabama football is a national championship. The standard for the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Denver Nuggets or any LeBron James team is a championship. The standard for the Dodgers is to win the World Series, as hard as that is in baseball. Who had a more successful season? Who would you rather beat? UConn, you lose in the national championship game, but you expect to win, or Iowa, you make your first Elite Eight since 1999 with a first year coach. What's the higher high without if you factor in the lows?
It's probably Iowa. I think it's Iowa.
I do too. Like Arizona fans here won't even watch the game because there's a lot of Arizona fans on the West Coast because they right? Like they made it
They've
far.
been chokers in the tournament for the past 25 years, basically.
I know, man.
Crazy.
It
And I thought
really
this
is.
might have been the year. I thought, I thought they had as good of a chance as anyone, but yeah, that's unbelievable.
So I told Mike, I hope my friend doesn't listen. But I don't care. He knows he's a cheater. He knows it. He knows it. All right, Stu, anything else? This is a shorter one. We usually go way too long. This is more of a 35-minute-er.
Yeah.
But I want to get it out there. Anything else you got for us? Anything you got for the people?
I mean, I thought the Mike Malone hire was by
we should
Carolina
talk about that.
Fascinating. I don't think anyone expected it.
So Mike Malone, former Denver Nuggets head coach, you now hired by UNC. Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good shout, as the kids say. We should talk about that. I want it to work. I really like him. He's a really good guy. I think he's a great coach. I mean,
I don't know how that's going to
work
translate
for Bill Belichick.
Team. I know.
It's the same athletic department.
It's I actually saw a funny tweet that had a breaking news. North Carolina has hired a new baseball coach, and it's Joe Torre in a North Carolina uniform walking out the field.
That's really funny.
I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. But yeah, I did like Malone. I thought he got a raw deal with Denver last year, right before the playoffs, basically almost a year to the day when he got fired. And I think he was a really good NBA coach. I'm shocked that he isn't staying in NBA, but yeah, the college thing is so different. I don't know if it's gonna work. I know college is different now, but it's also different in a way where you have to not only recruit players, but you have to recruit players to stay. I don't know if he's gonna do that, and he's a guy that's gonna really coach guys hard. Do guys want do those 5-star recruits who want to be coached like that? I don't know. That's gonna
and
be
can you recruit them?
Thing.
Like is that you're not plugged into the? I guess transfer portal is a little different, but you're not plugged into the AAU scene. You don't know high school coaches. He'll have to have the right staff, and unlike college football, you only have to recruit 7 guys, 7 to 8 guys, maybe. Sure. I just
if I had to bet, I would say it's not going to work. If I had to be right, and I do like Mike Malone, and I do think he is a good coach, but it's a tough spot too. North Carolina, like you just mentioned, the standards, like it's the same thing with North Carolina. It's national championship or bust. Like they're going to expect a championship within the first 3 or 4 years. That's it. Like there's no Hubert Davis got to a Final Four 3-4 years ago, and he's already out of a job. Like I that's going to be a tough thing for me to see that working.
I will say this: it better work because the world is moving so quickly now in terms of how college sports, especially basketball, works. Michigan, again, first team, only team for now in history. Every player that started on a national championship team was a transfer player. That's how quickly things turn over. You can get lost quickly, too. If Michael Malone, he doesn't like being called Mike. If Michael Malone comes into UNC and it doesn't work and it really fails badly, UNC football was never that good. And so to not have it succeed doesn't jeopardize anything.
True. Yeah.
If UNC doesn't succeed, you could wake up and you could be Nebraska football 3 years from now.
Great point. It is an amazing point because it's all it takes is a bad stretch, a bad 4 or 5 years, and then you're kind of back down in an area where you don't think you would ever be. I'm sure Nebraska football didn't think 25 years ago they would be where they are right now, but that's where they are. And it's you're right. And the Belichick thing is a good point because the Belichick hire was, that's interesting. North Carolina. There's a reason to actually follow North Carolina football now where no offense to Mac Brown or any of those guys before him, but there really wasn't a reason to. This year, I think everyone was at least intrigued to see what they would do and will be this year as well. North Carolina doesn't need that. North Carolina just needs the best guy for the job. And I don't know if Malone is that guy.
So there's some reporting out there, and you never know it's true, and people are playing games that basically Dusty May said no because they were pressing him, and he's obviously was in the process of coaching too well. I mean, I don't cover college basketball anymore, but shut your mouth and wait till the national championship's over, UNC and boosters and athletic director. Just wait until tomorrow.
Like it's already been 2 weeks. What's another 3 days or 2 days?
You can hire Michael Malone tomorrow.
Sure. There's no NBA. He's not getting hired by an NBA team in the next week.
100%.
And plus you get Billy Donovan in the mix too. Maybe they didn't want him. I don't know what I thought that was going to be the pick once.
I think it'd be a great hire.
Once Tommy Lloyd and May said no, I thought it was definitely going to be Billy Donovan. So the fact that it wasn't. But again, like, right, I don't know what the rush is to get it done today. That seems kind of crazy to me.
I completely agree. It's a really good. It's a good, as the kids would say, it's a great shout.
Great
that
shout.
we talked about
Shout.
UNC. All right, we're gonna get this out. We're gonna put it out to those of you, Lauren, that are asking where the pods are that you're paying for. It's a fair question. They're coming. They're coming. We're working on. Tom keeps canceling. That's a lie, but it sounded really good.
How can he cancel if he doesn't respond?
That's right. That's his secret. Is that how you break up with women in your life back in the day?
Exactly.
I didn't break up with you. I just changed my phone number. My name is Stu. Stewie, you're the best. Thank you, pal. We'll do this. This will be the Tuesday pod, even though it's Monday while we're recording this. We'll drop it early. We will be back Wednesday, and Stu will share some secrets. Just kidding. I just made that up.